From the appearance of things, it seems it's going to take a long time before Gbadebo Chinedu Road's rival steps into that seat, if ever he will be able, as governor of Lagos State. Welcome once again. Like and share this video, subscribe to this channel. You might be wondering, why am I saying this, particularly if you are a Labour Party faithful? Well, it is as a result of the kind of comments that come from them. They do not understand how politics works. You do not muscle on people hoping that they are going to vote for you. When you want to occupy a political office, you have to appeal to a lot of things. You have to appeal to them. It's like you are trying to woo a woman. You are trying to woo a lady. You are trying to get a lady into a relationship. This is how it works. This is how it works. You do a lot of things. You go extra mile on certain things, even when you know normally you wouldn't have done these things, just to get the attention of that woman. It's the same thing like you want to get a contract. You go to extra length. This is how it works. They know what it is, and they will not just give it to you. After all, it is not your, it's not your right. It's not as if it's a royalty. It's not monarchy. Now, the wife of the Labour Party governorship candidate, in a Twitter post on Friday, April 7th, referred to those that voted against her husband as Nigerian bigots. Now, there are several tweets also by the same guy, the same man, Gbadebo, Road Rival Chinedu, where he called typical Yorubas, Afonjas, and typical Afonjas, and a lot of things. It seems this Gbadebo Chinedu's rival, according to him, since he said he doesn't take Yoruba, he loathes where his father is from. He kind of dislike Yoruba. I think probably his mother, I don't know, brainwashed him into thinking that Anambra Igbo people, where she's from, are more superior than Yoruba people. And I do not know how and why he could have grown up this way, because there are certain statements and you wonder how did he ever come to a point whereby he will say certain things, trying to ignorantly belittle or try to change the narrative, or just repeat some kind of nonsense. And all of these things are targeted towards Yorubas. And he said he's a Yoruba man. How is this possible? How can you insult? How can you reduce in your own thought that you think you are reducing, you are trying to degrade the people that you claim you are from? You are simply degrading yourself, and you will not be accepted. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying you cannot point out lacunas, point out errors. You can. Same way people will point out errors in your own words, in your life and everything. You're not a perfect person. But for you, and now your wife, to constantly berate people that you want, come on, you want them to vote for you. Who are you? Must you be governor? That's the question they are going to ask you. Calling them Nigerian bigots, typical Afonjas, typical Yorubas. I don't think Yoruba. So you think Igbo. You think Igbo. You think Anambra. Then go and be governor of Anambra. That's a statement that you are making. That's what they are telling him. And like I said, it seems this young man thinks it's all about NSAS. Or yes, he doesn't understand politics. He needs to be taught that politics, to get votes, to get people to canvass people, is more or less like you are trying to woo a woman into a relationship with you. A woman that is hard to get. You're trying to impress a woman to vote for you. That is how it works. You will say everything. That's how it works. But you coming out to insult people, you will not smell that seat. Don't think that this man does not understand. Both him and his wife. She wants to be first lady of the state. She doesn't understand. She called them Nigerian bigots. And went on to say that those Nigerian bigots should maintain the same energy when it comes to receiving medical care at the hospital, and ensure that they get treatment from only the people that can speak their language. This is because Gbadebo said he can't speak Yoruba language. He doesn't understand Yoruba language. He doesn't think Yoruba. And he said because maybe he spent his time abroad. And I laughed. Which abroad did you spend? You don't have any accent that we can point to abroad. So it's not like they give back to you. That we know the people who lived abroad who probably, as a result of that, could not speak the language or understand for some reasons. But you are a typical Nigerian too, like how your wife is saying, Nigerian bigots. You are a typical Nigerian. You could not learn or bother to learn or care less to learn, or one way or the other, your mother made it in a family to be the chairwoman, to be in control. Your father is just there. You couldn't stand as a man to teach you the language that you claim you belong to, and you speak your mother's tongue. Maybe because you spend more time with her, I don't know. You speak your mother's tongue. You married an Igbo lady, no problem. But if you cannot identify yourself as a Yoruba person, you cannot be their governor. It doesn't matter if you claim that Lagos is cosmopolitan. That does not rub away the identity or the indigenousness of the people of Lagos. They are Yoruba people. End of discussion. It doesn't matter if Nigerians from all tribes travel to the UK, travel to America, travel wherever, and you have done good for yourselves there, you have a community. That doesn't mean, even if they permit you to occupy a political position, you must think British, you must think American, you must speak American. It's as simple as that. You can't come there and say, I don't think British, and you want to be prime minister. Are you not? You can't come and say, I don't think American. This is how empty, and so empty you sounded, in case you are listening, or your wife. So it's time for you to go back to the drawing board. You're an architect. Go back and redraw. It's just the internet never forgets. Some of your tweets have been screenshotted. They have kept it for you. But this is politics. Don't worry. People will forget. They often forget. So this controversy on the candidature of Roots Vivor, with many opposition stating that he was not of Yoruba origin, but an Igbo man and a sympathizer of the proscribed independent people of Biafra, indigenous people of Biafra. And according to the federal government, they've been tagged the 10th deadliest terrorist group in the world, which is wrong, which is false. That is not acceptable. But anyway, Gbadebo Chinedu Vivor has shown sympathy, joined himself to IPOB. I wouldn't blame him. His mother is Igbo. His mother probably had told him the stories of Biafra, and he feels bad about it. You see, I wouldn't blame him about that. I won't blame him about that. Even though he went on TV and said, why are people concerned about primordial, leanings, where you are from, your heritage? It doesn't matter. Lagos is a cosmopolitan, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make sense. You don't talk nonsense. You say, I'm a Yoruba man because my mother is. You should have given them that excuse, but I'm learning the language. But I believe I can do better. You have to kind of lean towards what they want. You don't come out and say, I don't think Yoruba. You put yourself aloof and you think you cannot be governor. This is the reason why he didn't become governor. Apart from Lagos being the 5th largest economy, they won't just hand it over to you like that. We are talking about a gold mine. You think they will hand it over to you because you think people will vote and that's it. No, this prompted people to vote against him. Even though he claimed that his mandate was stolen, he will go to court, he's going to do a documentary. That will not give you the seat as governor. That's it. Now, why am I saying this? You might think, oh, why am I against this? If you are from the southeast, if you are from the southwest or wherever you are from in Nigeria, you might be thinking tribal now. No, that's not what it is. But what I need to tell you is that if you are a Yoruba man, an Igbo, let's say mixed, and you want to be governor of Anambra State, and you come and you say you don't think like Igbo people, let us put common sense in this. Let us equate it equally. Let us put it. Let us balance it up. And you say you don't think Igbo, and you say you are an Anambra person, but you can't speak Igbo language, and you say you don't think Igbo, and you have said typical Igbo people, and you use certain terms, they will not vote for you. because you don't belong to them. That's it. So some people have taken to their comment section to lambast and bash and even go back history lane. They went into the family of the wife that tweeted this, and they said certain things. First, let us start with someone saying, you are not a medical doctor, so really you cannot say anything here. If you must know, patients actually refuse care every day in the US from a doctor of color, language, etc. As a colored physician actively practicing medicine in the US, many patients have refused care from me solely based on my color. Dying patients refuse care from colored healthcare workers all the time, even at the point of death. I have experienced this myself. This is in response to what she said, that ignorant Nigerian bigots, that since you don't want a person that you claim does not speak the language, when you go to the hospital, also reject care. Now, this person went on to say, the lesson you and your husband refuse to learn is that you cannot dictate to people how to run their affairs. End of story. And I want to say, Ife, a product of corruption, wants to be First Lady of Lagos. Now, let's break it down. This person went on to say, your father dined with Abacha and he made the military governor of Borno, where his men maltreated religious leaders and caused the first religion clash and hatred in Borno. Your father, Augustine Aniebo, looted Kogi State to a stupor when he was the state military administrator, and without swearing in his successor, Aniebo handed over by proxy. No official handed over by May 29, 1999 to start the Fourth Republic. And I want to say, are you calling Lagosians that voted against your husband bigots, ma'am? Is this what is happening here? Wow. I don't want to say, Ife, what your husband suffers from is language barrier, and language sometimes isn't bare. English, it is in fact a form of cultural identity. It is not about the language alone. It is about cultural identity, identifying with the culture, with the people. It is in fact a form of cultural identity. I repeat again, it is impossible for someone that doesn't think in Yoruba to be at the helms of the affairs of Yoruba-speaking people. Lagos State is for Yoruba people. Other people came to join. Those people that came to join will not become the head or the dictator or will decide. They cannot be the deciding factor 100%. The owners of the land are the deciding factor. Simple as ABC. If you are a privileged position in Nigeria and one day you decide to go rogue on the establishment, please be certain that your privileged position was not a result of corruption, greed, and manipulation. Your parents used in raising you. You are part of the problem. Now, I'm very sure that you must have picked one or two things from, this, tweet and the comments that also followed it. No one is against, any of them, but she wrote, you better be consistent with this madness. Imagine what she wrote. This is for the Nigerian bigots who say they cannot vote a man because he doesn't speak their language. I hope you maintain the same energy by receiving medical care only from doctors and surgeons who speak your language, home and abroad. You better be consistent with this madness. How do you think these people will ever become governor? They will never smell that seat until they repent. Exactly, until they repent, because nobody will vote for you when you speak in such manner. And she went on to say a lot of things which I'm not really interested in saying. But I just hope that they learn, because they are yet to learn. They are yet to learn. They are too bitter. You can't be too bitter when you are asking for a position. You are asking people, please, I want to serve you. And you start to insult them because they are not accepting you. Why? How does that work? You don't. You don't. What are your thoughts about this one? Drop it in the comment section. Do not forget to like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're new here.